That's what she said.
If that's not fantastic fucking show intro there is, I don't know what is better. I do want an explosion. I keep saying that, but because I tend to wait, where am I getting echo from?
Getting what?
I'm getting echo. Do you have echo? Do you have the show up?
I don't have an echo. And no.
I didn't say you had echo. I said I had echo.
Oh.
I don't know what. Let me see if my stereo audio output depression. Go baby, go baby, go baby, go. All right. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's another Shelf Help show, except this is Shelf Help presents Transplanted the Devil, which is this guy over here, Mr. J Trap. What's going on, sir?
I am wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a little tacos, a little THC chocolate, and I just cracked my beer. It is Taco Tuesday.
What's on the menu for tonight?
Transgender athletes.
Wait, what?
Transgender athletes.
No, I meant not the show menu. The beer.
Oh.
Let's start basic, my friend.
Sorry.
Let's polarize them immediately. All right, trans athletes and why they suck.
We are drinking Let's Be Homies Hazy IPA. It's a collaboration between Stone Brewing and Deschutes. It is Deschutes, and it has a little hint of honey. It is freaking delicious, and the most expensive beer I drink on a regular basis.
Oh, damn!
This beer is $3.25 a piece to drink at home. There's something wrong with that, I feel. So
$3.25 per beer.
Per beer. So it's a little pricey for me.
Yeah, understandable.
But it is delicious. So
seeing as how you've been drinking for many years.
Okay.
How expensive is that drunk? Go. I don't mean you that's drunk, but a $3.25 for what is it? Pint?
Yeah, it's a pint, and this one is 7.5%. So it's probably like almost a double beer. Most beers are 5 or under, like your Buds and whatever. How much would it cost for me to be drunk?
Yeah, off of that. Yeah.
To be drunk, I'd probably have to drink 8 of those.
8
pints. 8 pints.
A pint is a pound the world around.
So it'd be 8 pounds of beer. God, when you say that.
I don't know why I gained weight. I don't eat that much.
Understand. Why am I so fat? I don't understand. So you're talking drunk for probably under $30.
It's not bad.
No.
All right, if you were just to drink straight vodka, how much vodka would it take?
To get me drunk?
Assume you can mix it. Yeah.
I would say 5 John Pours, 5 doubles.
All right, 5 doubles. All right.
Yeah, I mean, so when you're drinking vodka at home, that's cheap as shit. 5 doubles. So I figure that's 4 ounces. So that's what, 20 ounces? 20 ounces of vodka.
Yeah.
And that would get me drunk. Yeah, I would say that's about right.
20 ounces. Okay. How many people would throw up immediately if you took a can of vodka, a pound of vodka, and just gut it?
Most people couldn't do it.
It's because they're weak.
Yeah.
Or they're healthier.
I was going to say, or their body rejects evil.
So
Be
there's a
gone,
reason.
Satan. Be
There's
gone.
a there's a reason why you vomit, right? It's so you
Yes.
don't die.
I. That's
Yeah,
that's the exact
yeah,
reason.
yeah. There's a
So
reason why you black out and fall.
so that you
It's
can't drink anymore.
correct. So when you are a tried and true, committed, transplanted devil drunk, and
Uh-huh.
I have definitely been that,
Oh,
when you start to black out, you're still going, and nobody knows that you're drunk. You're just friendly. And the dangerous part is your memory is shut off at some point,
right.
but not your actions.
Right. Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
That's happened. Now, when we said drunk,
Yeah.
I mean still being able to function, still be able to.
Right. I wouldn't assume that
Yeah.
you would drink 20 ounces of vodka and just be unconscious. Like I know you can go for 40.
Yeah. I mean, you would be able to. I'd be able to have normal conversations. If we increase that maybe by like three more,
Yeah.
I would probably be pretty useless.
And that would be dependent on time frame, food
Yes,
in your belly,
absolutely.
influence.
Temperature.
Yeah.
Temperature is a huge part. If it's hot out, it's brutal. It What I'll wind up getting a headache. But if it's cold out, oh, I love to drink when it's cold. Oh, I love it. And I mean any time of day.
You live here. I'm going to make an adjustment here to my headset. Doo-doo. Drinking cold is better
For me, it
for you?
is. Yeah,
Hmm.
I enjoy it. Cheers.
Smoking menthols when it's cold is the best.
Oh, it's got to be like smoking a Vicks.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it when you take a big hit and then you exhale, and then it just you're like you're trying to get the rest out, but you forget it's just vapor that you're looking at.
You
Yeah.
do ignore our chat room. I just want to let you know that.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel.
Hey, let me acknowledge.
Thank you.
Hi
Thank you.
Restream
Thank you.
IO. Thanks. That's all I see. Timmy, back for more.
Timmy.
What's going on? Shelf help show transplanted devil edition. That's the guy right there. So I wrote an intro because I'm trying to be a semi pro, and I used to write copy back in the day when I was working in radio, and they'd call me like literally 5 minutes before we went on air, 5 minutes, and say, "Hey, real quick, I just got a sponsor. I need a 120, I need a 60, I need bumper music, I need a 15, I need a 10. Go." I'm like, "What's the topic? Who's the sponsor?" It's Sofa King, where the couches are so fucking comfortable. Okay, actually, that wasn't their tag, but that's the tag I
No, it
used.
wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like it.
So because Dickhead at American Entertainment Radio Network, I was about to interview Vincent Bugliosi, who wrote Helter Skelter. Uh, he, I think he helped. Did he help prosecute Dickhead O.J. Simpson in the civil trial?
Do
He
not
wrote
know.
he wrote a book. He's the guy who he was a Charles Manson prosecutor. This guy was great. Loved him. And he wrote this book called Outrage after OJ got off, and it was like these are the reasons why he is absolutely 100% guilty. I was like, yeah, son, that was a good time of my life. I enjoyed it. So I was about to interview him, and I've got an ISD online calling the hotel. So this is how complicated shit gets on the radio. I think like this stuff is complicated, but no, you're hitting like hard outs, hard stops, and it's gonna ding 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 introduce your show, and you're on. There's 400 radio stations waiting for you to talk. No stress. Here comes Dickhead at the last minute. Hey, real quick, cut these spots. We got the sponsor. We need the money for this one. Go. I just called the hotel, and I'm telling the hotel, look, a fucking fake phone line is going to call you back. It's ISDN, so it gives you a better connection, so you have better sound fidelity. But I can't talk to you through it until you patch it through his phone. So I'm going to call you back in like 90 seconds, and when you hear nothing, trust me, transfer to the fucking world famous lawyer who's waiting in a hotel room. It's me. Try convincing somebody at a hotel of this.
Right.
If I didn't already have his hotel room, like she would have been like, "Fuck no." But I was like, "He's in 312." I know. Yes, I know he's famous. Yes, I know. I'm gonna interview him on the radio. I'm not famous, but I play one. So
On the
yeah,
radio.
Sofa King. In a couple of minutes, I go in. I'm like, okay, let's get some bed music. Let's put it down. I've got no copy. I'm just making up as I go. So come on down to Sofa King. We got specials. I don't know. We've got chaise lounges. They're so fucking comfortable. We've got love seats there. What? So fucking comfortable. Sofa King. So I do the spots, and I literally come in right at the top of the hour. Like you have to hit that. It's 12 o'clock. Ding ding ding. American Entertainment Radio Network. You got to hit those according to the FCC, otherwise you can be fined.
Yep.
Hit that. We got like 2.5 minutes of news at the top of the hour, and then here we go. And I was just so pissed off at the guy who owned this network because I'm like, he's a shyster. The guy was just a complete fucking shyster. He had done everything in his life on promissory notes and bartering.
Really?
When I realized I wasn't getting paid by him because he expected to barter with me or give me a promissory note, I'm like, I can't take this promissory note and fucking feed myself. He's like, no, you can't legally. You absolutely can. You can take that to the restaurant and they have to honor it as cash. I'm like, I'm not going through that.
Right.
I just want cash. Well, anyways, I cleaned out one of his studios, got rid of a bunch of equipment for him, so I helped him out. Jim Ballard, I'm sure you're dead by now because you had diabetes and you were 400 pounds, and that was 25 years ago. So, fuck you, sir. All right.
Wow. You've been holding that back for a while.
No, yeah. My therapist says, don't come back. So I have this. So he was really upset because I made up my own like little ditty for Sofa King. I thought it was funny as shit, but I
Right.
realized I'm on 412 radio stations across the country. Okay, maybe St. George, Utah doesn't want to hear Sofa King. Sofa King comfortable, and maybe they're a little bit offended. So I was just waiting for the blowback. So he calls immediately. I go to commercial break at 8:15. Hey Jim, what's going on? He's like, you motherfucker. It's like you're welcome. That was amazing. How did I do a 2 minute spot off the top of my head when I only had 90 seconds to get it done? I don't know, but I'm amazing. That's how good I am.
Right. Just ask me. I'll tell you.
You handle some shit, sir. He was like, you're gonna get fired for this. Well, you haven't paid me. We don't have a contract, so I'm not sure how you're gonna fire me. I
Right.
basically tell you I'm gonna come back and do this tomorrow. And what are you gonna do? You don't know how to do anything. You're useless. So let's see how it goes. We only got canceled by 8 radio stations, so it wasn't too bad.
Out of how many?
8 out of 412
Oh, can't beat
wasn't
that
bad.
with a stick. Oh.
What I really want to know is, has Sofa King had business because of my ditties? And they did.
Shut up.
They had a huge influx,
Oh,
huge, and
that's
they were
cool.
mad. They were mad, and I was like, just see how it goes. It's going to syndicate for the rest of the week. See how it goes. Then the FCC can't get on me because I wasn't cursing. I didn't say shit, piss, cunt, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. Sofa King is just the name of the company.
By the way, I'll never forgive him for that. He's the reason why the FCC has so much power.
No, Janet Jackson is the reason.
No.
Howard Stern pissed them off enough that they were ready to take somebody down. So
No.
Nipplegate, that's when they decided to actually start enforcing their rules for everyone.
No. Carlin. Carlin was the
Oh,
reason
no.
they started.
No,
Absolutely.
no, they already were doing it. That's what they had, that limited list of things you couldn't say. Everything else was supposed to be open, but that's not true. If you had scatological humor, if you refer to a body part and sexually that shouldn't have been,
Talk about poop.
call somebody a dick is fine. But no, yeah, but you can't refer to their dick. I don't know. I just found that until I was on that network, I just didn't say crazy things on the air, and that made it pretty easy.
Yeah.
But you don't pay a guy. Guess what? He goes insane.
Huh.
So,
I would have never guessed that.
yeah, I'm okay now. I appreciate you listening. Thanks, baby. So here's the new intro for Shelf Help Presents I kept writing Trans Devil. And I was like, no, that's not it. That's different. What are we talking about tonight, John? He's like, the wrong kind of women in sports.
Absolutely, because I'm a feminist.
You are a feminist.
I am absolutely a feminist.
Okay.
I think, and I will explain.
You will explain it. You will.
I will. So.
Shelf Help Presents Transplanted Devil with John and Geoff. Brought together many years ago via personal and professional conflict. G, that's me, always admired J for his staunch stance on whatever topic was at hand. J didn't punch G in the freaking face for challenging his manhood at hello, so I've got that going for me, which is nice. This duo shares values that are under attack by politicians, media propagandists such as family responsibility, community tradition, intellectual and spiritual fulfillment. So come dance the light fandango, spin cartwheels across the floor. And in the immortal words of Hunter S. Thompson, buy the ticket, take the ride. Mankind will always suffer. It's how he chooses to do it which defines his character. And then the commercial spots. Amazon, DadBod02-20. Give us a little taste. There's actually a shelf help show wish list that you can get to. Just look up shelf help show. There's a paddle, some dildos. I made it so you can have your Amazon Alexa drop stuff into that wish list. You can't purchase it. You can't make me pay for it, but you can purchase it for me if you want. My mother needs a paddle.
Did she break the last one?
No, she hasn't used it yet.
Oh.
But when Mark was hosting the show for me on the weekend when I was out of town, which was fun because I got to be a guest on my own show, which is actually pretty funny. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed myself. I was like, dude, I made your show, Mark. You're welcome. Then we had my mother on because it was her birthday, and I'm a cheap bastard, so I'm just like, I'll give you attention. That's worth more than money. I've done it for years. I forgot it was her birthday, and I was at work, and I was like, hey, everyone in this building who does not work for me, but I'm a member of management, I think, because you believe me. This is my mom's text. This is my mom's phone number. This is her email. I need all of you to send her messages wishing her happy birthday, telling her that like she's hot, she's sexy. So just imagine she gave birth to me, so she's not gonna be offended. They're like, really? She got blown up all day long.
That's awesome.
By the company I work for email address, which is even better. My poor sister, my older sister, was actually took her out to lunch and whatnot. She calls me. She's like, "You son of a bitch." I'm like, what? I had to put up with her ego all day because she's like, everybody look at the restaurant. Look, my son loves me. He got all these people, and then she's challenging people at my work to come over and hug me and kiss me. I was like, Mom, I can handle that on my own. I don't need a 400-pound guy to come over and kiss me on the neck. He's like, look, your mom said to do it. That's not going to protect you from termination or evisceration. But anyhow, this sort of relationship I have with my mother. So at one point, Captain Mark was showing a wooden paddle rather. This pops up on the screen, and my mom just involuntarily goes, "Spank me." As soon as she sees it. So then later, Mark's like, dude, your mom is awesome. My favorite part was she just goes, "Spank me," as soon as she sees this paddle. I was like, you don't think it was funny when she talked about 2 girls, 1 cup? I thought that was pretty good. Mom, 2 girls, 1 cup, go. She goes, that's not the video you sent me. You sent me the Japanese milk enema. No, Mom, not today's. 15 years ago. Dad having dinner at my house. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, that was it. That was pretty shitty. She's a quick one. So if you want to go to Amazon, that's $15 and get that for my mother, Carol Adams. We'll make sure she gets it. If you want her to use it, well, just buy it for her. That's probably all she needs. If you need a stand-in, we'll find somebody in the neighborhood or from her church. who will paddle her for you. And then if you want pictures, that'll cost extra.
And then we can get her to sign it and raffle it off
Yeah.
after it's been used. After
Yes.
it's been used.
Absolutely. I think my mom won this coffee cup. This was made by my daughter. Well, one of my daughters. I have many. This is
That
a
you're aware of.
I'm gonna be polite, so I'm gonna say if.jeffcoysmom.com. It's a hand painted version. So it's got the patty cake logo. She forgot the ED on it. I said, well, if you're gonna fuck, you don't want ED. That's okay then. You're welcome. She's like, I want to be a boy. I'm like, why? She's like, because you make it seem fun.
Well, it's because girls aren't funny.
Because girls aren't funny. It's not your fault.
No, it's genetics.
Listen, just because you put a fake penis in your penis isn't going to make you funny.
No.
It's just going to make you queer and people are going to make fun of you. And I mean unusual.
Did you see
derogatory?
I was called a vanilla feminist.
Who called you that? On chat just now?
Miss Vixen.
Oh, Timmy! I like you. A vanilla. You are.
I am a vanilla.
I think you and she were in the 80th percentile for safe,
for vanilla,
non-threatening sex, non-violent sex. Hey, so Timmy, if you want to go to bdsmtest.org, you could find out if you have some hidden kink inside of your dark, dark soul.
I kind of try to defend myself, though, on this. I think it was the way that it was worded.
Timmy, do it, and then share the results. You can share the link. We'll bring it up. We'll discuss your results.
That'll be awesome.
He's going to be a real bunny.
Like the, I think I explained if having a girl in a cage on a leash and feeding kibble didn't do anything for me. But then I said to you, what if it's I have a girl cosplaying as a zombie and I keep her in a dog cage and just bring her out to fuck her whenever I want.
Yeah. That's not vanilla.
Yeah. So,
that's like master pet, except you have a zombie pet.
But right, like it's a different mindset. Yeah. Oh, I got the crazy macabre. Yeah. But yeah.
Are you sure? Transplanted devil.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. It's excellent.
This is why I counted myself as lucky that you didn't hurt me. Challenge your man.
Why? Because I would put you in a dog cage and dress you as a zombie. Yeah. Fucking dress as a zombie. Act dead.
It's possible that you could have never known me because I would have just disappeared. I'd still be living in John's basement.
It's true.
I'm sorry, master. What'd you call me, bitch? Whenever you want me to, sir. You're a zombie. Quit using words.
There you go. Obviously, you're making words. We got to put something in your mouth.
COVID pneumonia. I'm okay.
Oh no, I'm taking credit for that laugh. That was good.
I do have a bit of a remnant lung issue since the SARS-CoV-2 came and attacked me in my sleep and took advantage of me, like you.
Did you have to dress as a zombie first, or pick you the way you were?
You guys watched the Transplanted Devil show? Geoff died. Yeah, it sucked because we don't know where he lives. We don't have his address, so we weren't sure.
You make a week off. That was pretty good.
Like, I guess I should have had emergency contact. We know his ex-wife's name is
Bark Like a Dog and Shock Collar. I like it. I like it. I love these chats. Very, very
for
good.
A second.
All right, now that Geoff's not here, I think he's gonna die. What is he doing? That's what happens when you get old, kids.
Are we the same age?
Yeah, I know. I'm old too. I just don't cough.
You did when you had herpes. I remember.
You're Geoff needs a safe word for COVID too. Your mic is real low now too, by the way.
That's what your mom said.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Is that better?
Much better.
Mono, stereo, mono, microphone, level.
Wow.
How's this one? Phantom power on. Su madre, chupa mi verga. Sí, verdad. All right. John, I'm going to give you the floor for a second to, talk to these people. Share a thought. I'm going to get a drink real quick, and then I'll
Okay. Is it
see if I can stop twitching.
is it just a general thought or something you want to discuss?
If you want to start a topic, and then we'll.
Every
wait,
time I
let's look at
see
this
this
email
chick,
here.
every time I see this chick, I drool.
Yeah, that's my type right there. Androgynous. Not sure male or female. So,
That's me.
wait, where are you? I don't see you on the screen, buddy.
That's because I'm not there.
Whoa.
Can we go back to the chick? I really like her. Oh, I do like her. Very much so.
I don't know if I can get us more out of the way. I need her on a foreground. She needs to be on an overlay. Hello.
Oh,
Shot collar. Baller. Shot collar. 20-inch. We're going to get a copyright because I sound just like the original. All right. We'll just keep her on the screen, John. This is your new zombie player. Her name is Kimberly. Wait, is
no,
your daughter?
no, sister. Yeah, no.
Okay. Her name is she looks Nicole's not gonna work. How about she looks like Michelle.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah. All right, this is your Michelle. Love her up. I'll be right back.
Why do I have to keep my pants on? No, that's my daughter's name. You can't call her that either. Brittany does not work. Wow, you guys picked my sister and my daughter. Ah, that's okay. Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Anyway, what we were talking about is doing a show usually every Tuesday night about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. She'd have to have blonde hair to be called Sunshine. Blonde hair, I could see that. I can't do anything funny, not without Geoff. So I'm just going to warn you right now. Because when I make him cough and he almost dies, that's pretty much as funny as it gets. Some of the topics I'm going to hit him with this evening is transgender athletes, because I'm a feminist, a vanilla feminist. Amber's a good name. We talk about that. Also, the protests in Washington, keeping the veterans to where they wanted to go. And whatever Geoff wants to talk about, he'll probably get a lot more deeper than I do. So that's a perfect name. I think that's a perfect name. Oh, stop. So is anybody drinking this evening? And if you are, what are you drinking? Dr. Pepper. I am drinking you all in. God, I kind of think I know who that is now. Great. So I am drinking Let's Be Homies. You guys can't see me. Oh, there we go. Let's Be Homies at Stone Brewing and Deschutes, a combo, a collaboration. I was trying to see if anybody's drinking tonight. I just got Amber with Dr. Pepper, and that's it.
I've got some bubbly water. Some tea that's for like a yeast infection or
That's fair.
that
That's fair.
that not so fresh feeling.
Well, it's because you collect that on your beard, brother. That's why, in your mustache.
By Summer's Eve, it looks like pee, but it tastes like. Hold on.
And now you know why you have a yeast infection, because you're drinking pee. Stop doing that.
Supposedly, the first urine of the morning is supposed to be the best for you. So I've just been peeing in a cup for a long time. So I mean to pour it out. This is what happens when you live alone, and then you forget that you have kids, and then they're there for like 2 weeks with you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, Dad's pissing in a cup.
So Gatorade bottles are for
800 square foot house, and it's only 4 steps that way. But I'm lazy. I like making my coffee and peeing in a pint glass at the same time.
So who's Jake Abel 83?
That would be Jake from State Farm.
Oh, yeah. Are you wearing khakis?
Yes.
And which Jake is it? Is it the original or culturally appropriate Jake that all of a sudden had the same name but changed?
Jake, I'm all in. Let's do it. I missed that part. I mean, come on. This is actually I don't know what's another light beige, not jasmine tea. This is watered down bourbon.
It's water with a little bourbon in it. A little bourbon.
Jake, and then Timmy, and then maybe Amber. Maybe. We'll see if you're funny or not. How many shots and or cocktails can you take and not get blackout drunk? So we figured in order for John to get drunk but not like out of control, we were looking at 20 ounces of hard liquor.
Yeah.
So I believe a handle of 1.75 is 39 ounces.
No
so
meds
39
for
shots.
This conversation. No meds.
What?
Well, the question is on meds or no meds. So no meds.
Oh, well, what are your meds? If your meds, it's speed, then you have an advantage.
Yes, that is true.
If it's opiates, you're going to die, but it's a disadvantage.
If it's weed, everything gets slower, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I would go no meds, though.
I've never done any illicit drugs before, so I couldn't tell you what it's like, but I've read books on it.
Well, that's because you're the good boy.
Yeah.
Like 48 hours or 57 hours of hell. No, you would never go through something like that.
No, I would never ingest 20,000 milligrams of THC.
No, I mean, that'd be silly.
You
read about it. You read about
enough. 50 is enough for high. 100 is enough for hallucination. 20,000, that's just reckless.
And this pussy does 10. Hello.
That's literally like this thing full. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna finish this shit off. You're gonna die.
So, what are the topics you want to talk about tonight?
We're gonna talk about Jake from State Farm and those pants. He's got a fat ass, just so you know. Pants. Timmy, he sent me some nudes earlier, so I'll show you on the side.
Sweet.
Amber, I've got a whole book on her, so what do you want to see?
Oh, no, I've seen it online.
Yeah. It's the revenge against yourself sites when you just like they're all selfies and they're like, I hate me. I'm going to humiliate myself because I'm vanilla. I'm so naughty.
I'm so naughty.
I'm wearing leather and spikes. This is what I'm going to die. All right. So topic for tonight. Why does everything sound fucking echoey on my part? I don't like this. I feel like something's out of whack. I don't know what NWAC is, but I'm definitely out of it. Give me one sec.
Uh-huh.
John, you had a couple of topics. So what's going on in the news today? Give me some highlights, and we'll hit some of the lowlights on that stuff.
So one of the most disgusting things I saw was there was a protest in Washington D.C. that prevented the veterans. They have the little parade on the. I'm assuming it's a parade to Arlington or something like that. But
Okay.
protesters got in the way and would not let them through. So just don't understand it. The reason you're able to do something like that is because they fought for your rights, and I
Right.
just disrespect veterans that way. I just don't get it. But
Yeah.
that's why 2022 is going to look so different when it comes election time. Get
Yeah.
it all in, kids. Get it all in. Yeah.
Well, what do you think happens when the ruling class, meaning the temporarily elected loudmouths, and whoever that might be, when they no longer have a majority House, Senate, and then schmuck executive, what are they going to do? And then when they're all when they're all out on their butts because your other 55% of Americans we're like, "Ooh, we're sorry, we didn't try hard enough to beat your fake voting stuff." So, just kidding. This is not fake, guys.
Allegedly.
It was real. Most popular president ever elected ever in the history of the universe. Gosh, if Trump said that, he did say that. I thought Trump was an asshole for saying that. I'll be honest. Honestly, I didn't vote for him. Not the first time around.
I was going to
Second
say,
time
even
around,
second
I
time.
licked the crap out of that envelope. That's my Trump one.
Well, I mean,
I
because
did, moron.
if you just looked, if you got past the tweets, the country's in the best shape it's been in probably since I've been alive. Just unemployment down,
You're
economy
like
great.
from
Like,
Nixon to
I mean,
like,
Reagan was all fake, right? So
yeah,
we weren't doing great. We just outspent
right.
the world,
Yes, the voodoo trickle down economics.
right? I
Pile the
mean,
cash at the top, let it trickle down into the economy, and get people paid, and then working on credit, inflate the housing costs, inflate everything until right when it's about to be out of control, like it's going to implode on itself. Then the USSR implodes because they tried to keep up the whole time.
correct.
And then we're like, oh, we just destabilized the rest of the world. What does that mean about the value of the dollar? Yeah, it stays.
Yeah.
Stays.
No, it was brilliant, but what I mean
It was
by that is,
reckless.
yeah, but your lifestyle, the whole thing was fake. It was built on nothing. And
Junk bonds.
the first 4 years, or his 4 years, everything was real. Nothing was blown up. Nothing was inflated. It was what it was.
Yeah.
So
It was it was just based on the accounting principle. Assets equals liability minus stockholder equity. And when you hear, and not even from him, but when you hear outside of his sycophant group, the negotiations that he would have with these foreign idiots,
right,
it's actually impressive because he just came at it like he would if you're bidding on a construction site.
correct,
Okay, well, what do we get for you accepting your bid?
right,
But the bid worked the other way around. I think it was Venezuela where he's like, okay, we usually send them like $350 billion a year,
yep,
and what do we get out of it? Nothing. So he's like, cool. Listen, I need you guys to take your criminals that you push here on purpose. I need you to take these, horrific felons, and they need to be back in your country. Otherwise, I'm not paying you. I don't know why we're going to give you 350 billion. They're like,
right,
no, we can't do that. And he's like, cool, cancel the check. And they just stopped it. And they're like, wait, what? You can't do that. Well, why do we pay you? What do we get? Why are we giving you $350 billion?
right,
What do we get for it? This is a business. This makes zero sense. Why would we funnel you money so you can funnel your criminals?
right,
So they were like, oh, dang, he wasn't kidding. So they came back and they're like, yes, we will accept your terms. We are flying airplanes right now to land and pick those guys up. He's like, yeah, well, you took too long. So 170 billion. That's what you
yep,
get. Half.
yep.
And they're like, what? He goes, I wasn't kidding. I gave you a deadline. You didn't hit it in half.
Right.
And pick up your criminals. They're like,
You know,
wait, you can't do that. Okay, yeah, we'll be right there.
yeah.
And I'm like,
No,
wow, look at that. That's just a business negotiation.
absolutely. Renegotiating NAFTA. You know, NAFTA killed us. NAFTA killed
Get
this
out of the
country.
Paris Agreement. Get out of the Paris Accord.
Oh, the
Like,
Paris
why are we
Agreement.
funneling money into something that's not going to make an impact anyway when nobody else is putting in their fair share?
Correct.
That
And
doesn't
that's
make any
why
sense.
I liked his argument about the UN. I absolutely love that.
Did anyone cancel them?
He basically threatened to take away the land.
Yeah, that was it, right there in New York. He was like,
Yeah,
This is prime real estate. Why?
yeah,
You don't deserve it.
yeah. Because
Y'all can find
we
another
were,
place to do this.
we paid so much for it. Our share was, everybody's, combined was our share. So
Right.
no, I like that. No, he said common sense stuff. He shook the foundation a little bit. He obviously didn't drain the
Sorry.
swamp, because if he did, he'd still be there.
Right.
The machine is the machine. But I don't know. For 4 years, besides listening to the liberals scream about how he was racist, or what's the other one? Homophobic.
Right.
He had the first outwardly gay cabinet member. Not anybody else. He did. Most of the people that run his businesses are women.
Yep.
Okay, he made that
Well, that's
comment.
because he's a sexist.
Yes, he made the comment he made. Grab him by the you know what, because it was locker room talk. He thought he was with a dude. He didn't know they were mic'd up. Come on, man. You
He was with
girl.
the Bush. He was with one of the Bush kids.
No, it was a reporter. It was
It
actually,
wasn't
yeah,
related.
it was a reporter. But they were friends. Like, he's known him forever, and they were just having a conversation. But
Right.
I mean, you women say 10 times worse things on a.
You women.
Yes, I told you, but I'm a feminist.
You're
So
not. You're not funny, Amber. The things that the exchanges that you and I have had on this platform, taken in context, I would be screwed. Like just points of discussion, and I mean teasing you about not being funny, because then you get fake irritated, and then you say something funny, and then it's just it's entertaining. But going over your BDSM results, and you're busy talking to Geoff. Oh, okay. Well, you go get some of that. Master Jedi Koi from the other shows. You guys hanging out? What's going on there? What we got to pause, guys. We got to find out. What's the tea? Spill the tea.
tell him to say hi to his mom for me, please.
Yeah. Can you say hi, Geoff Koi's mom? I fuck JeoffKoi'smom.com. If you guys haven't seen it, Saturday Sultan Show and then Atomic Dork Squad. Geoff and Daniel and I have been friends for 40 years, and we started back in April just doing Star Wars. What else? 80s trivia, singing. We play games where we sing songs and we act goofy. And now Geoff's kind of trickled into all the other shows, and apparently he landed himself a fan. Amber, what's
You
it
like the way he
like?
snores?
What's it like being on the smallest pointless stream and still getting laid because of it? That's incredible. I think we proved that it's not even 15 minutes of fame you need. 15 seconds to have sex, and then say
Yeah, 15
make
seconds.
stupid one-line jokes, and you're good.
15 seconds. That's kind of a long time, no?
So that means Timmy. That means there's hope for you, sir. Jake. Well, I've seen your wife. She's stunning, actually. Yeah. So good job on that. She's like 10, 15 years younger. Ultimately more successful in business, and she's wicked hot too. Good job, sir. I'm proud of you. I don't know why he didn't invite me to the honeymoon. Hi. Is this guy going to be here all night? Why are the police coming? So, come on, spill some tea. Jeff said, "Fuck your own mothers." Oh, Jeff's drinking again. Don't worry, Jeff. We made jokes about fucking my mother too. So,
And paddling her.
Fuck Jeff Coy's mom?
he gets all butthurt because I fucked JeffCoysMom.com website. I put it out. It took 2 months and him paying me to do it in order to do it, and then he's got some fallout with his family. Then now he's mad at me. I'm like, I've got the receipt. It's your credit card, dude. I kept asking you, are you sure you want to do this? Sure. I'll take the joke all the way out there. I'll take it to the end if you want me to. Do it. And he's like, cool. I didn't realize everyone's gonna be mad at me. He's like, Jeff Adams did it. This is just like we were little kids. Just like we were little kids. Jeff Adams, go home. He put me up to it, Mrs. Coy. All right, I made the joke. He paid for the website. I built it. I don't even think it's online anymore. But anyways, if you go to shelfhelpshow.com, you want to buy some I Fuck Jeff Coy's Mom merchandise. We've got coffee cups. We've got shirts. All sorts of good stuff. Not just the handmade stuff, but like professional too. So shelfhelpshow.com. Check it out. This is why I don't pay attention to chat, because I don't wind up chatting with chat, which works if I'm by myself. But like now, so you're gonna have to chat with chat if you want to, and let's bring the topic of conversation to a boil here. What's
Okay.
your topic?
I'd really like to talk about transgender athletes because I'm a feminist.
Wait, you say again? I was just reading about Jake was pregnant. See, this is why I can't.
Weren't you? I thought you said you weren't going to read the chat anymore. And then I was going
It was right there. I'm going back. Stupid. She's trying to talk to me about pregnancy stuff. I didn't have sex with your wife. It was a joke. I can't afford more child support. I really can't. Pay a lot of money for my kids, all of them. I want to have more though, because I like paying for them directly. No receipt. I did parenting. Can I get a receipt? Right. Transplanted devil, go.
What am I going? What am I doing?
Let's talk about
the
curious idea of trans women in women competitive sports.
Okay. I think that is a great topic because I just read an article that a trans woman who 2 years ago was a man and swimming for I think it's Penn State. It's a college in Pennsylvania. It was an average swimmer, but decided to transition and now is crushing all the state records and school records in Pennsylvania, competing as a woman.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but men and women biologically are built differently.
Correct.
Tend to be differences in size, shape, muscle mass, bone density. The things that biologically you were adapted to kill, hunt, fight, war, slaughter entire groups of people that you didn't like the way they looked. These are biological imperatives that we always had. We only stopped massacring people it hasn't happened as a race in the world, period, or at all. But culturally, even the Caucasian-looking peoples and the Spaniard-looking peoples and the conquerors for the most part, it's only been 100 years since we stopped just slaughtering nations.
Yeah.
So my point is, it's in our biology to do so.
Yep.
It's a nurturing biology for females, because otherwise we would not propagate the species. It's the desire to kill, fuck, and eat, which comes from us, that keeps everything going. And it's because of women, biological women, that we fucking fight wars. You understand that, right? It's literally the relationship between men and women that causes us to go fight fucking wars. It always has been. I at least liked in the battle in the 300 the Battle of Thermopylae, that at least they acknowledge that narrative. He's like boning his wife. He's like, "Yeah, you want me to go? Yeah, okay. You want? Okay then. Okay then. Let me. Guys, we're going to war."
Oh God.
So that being said, what do you do when a Spartan decides that he's going to be a basket weaver? He's going to kill it in basket weaving. Fastest, most industrious, focused basket weaver ever.
Top
What
10 basket weaver in the state.
what sort of concessions do you think could be made for people who are trans to compete in sports? What do you think is a reasonable solution if
Well, I mean,
killing state records is not one of them?
no, I mean you would have to you'd have a different division. I mean that would really only be the fair thing.
Wait, but if you had a if you didn't have just a male class and a female class and you had a trans class, then wouldn't that be transphobic?
No,
Because then
because
you're separating them from the group and saying that they're different.
yeah, but because they are.
Wait,
Uh,
no. That's
yeah,
phobic though. That makes you phobic.
no, it's not phobic. That's
No,
science.
saying people are different is phobic and racist and classist.
Wait a minute, how's that racist? I didn't
Because oftentimes there's a race involved.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. You don't know. If you knew, you wouldn't even say it. This is a crime. I just want you to know this. You're assaulting me right now.
I am.
It's not even microaggression. It's just aggression. That's assault.
I thought I was going to say, did we skip over microaggressions?
No, microaggression was the look on your fucking face when you started talking. Macro assault. That's the words coming out of your mouth, sir.
The best part of this is all over by 2022. It's all over. It's all over. Not only will they be the minority like they are now, but they will be silenced. No more having to listen to crap like that. Oh my goodness.
And to me, I don't have a problem with voices being heard.
Oh, absolutely not.
What's always happened in society, and now it's being deemed as society is bad because of this, it's a patriarchy. Society is bad because dissenting voices have always been heard.
Right.
But the majority voices will eventually tend to either sway or compromise or quiet the dissenting voices. But
Correct.
dissent isn't automatically squashed. Dissent is what has created nations. Dissent is what gives people the moral authority and the power to stand up and rise up against their captors, their whatever, and say this is not right. We're not going to do this. Why is it, do you think, that legislating love has become the rule of the day? Because that's what it feels like to me. It feels like if you don't love them the way you should, then you're a bad person.
No, the way they think you should.
Two tenets in Christianity. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. Those are the two commandments. That was it. Hey, love the Creator, and then love your neighbor the same way you love yourself. Not love your neighbor more than you love yourself.
Correct.
Not put up with all your neighbor's weirdness. Not celebrate all the things about your neighbor, because your neighbor might be fucking weird.
Correct.
You might want your kids to stay away from your neighbor. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. But it's like this legislation of love. I understand tolerance, being intolerant. If you don't love your neighbor, just stay away from them. As long as they stay out of your, they stay out of your zone. They're not messing with your kids. Then let them be. I don't care if my neighbor over here. He's he's a cross dresser. He's not trans. He's cross dresser. Looking for my cat. I walked into his yard, and he's got a nice blouse and a skirt and a wig, drinking a Coors Light and sunning himself. Himself. It was himself, obviously. And I startled him. I'm like, "Hey, have you seen my pussy?" And he goes, And he like jumps up and he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, it's all right." And I'm like, "I got my daughters with me. I would be tolerant, Geoff." It truly, it didn't bother me. I'm like, I'm sorry that I surprised him, but I'm thinking, why are you in your front yard? I didn't sneak into your backyard and see you like this. I was coming up the driveway. That's on you, bud. But I was like, oh no, it's okay. And I'm trying to reassure him as he's literally beer like spraying and running towards the house in high heels. Not well. Hey, I just want to have you see my cat. We're trying to find my cat. Yo, you don't have to. It's okay. I haven't seen your cat. No cat. No cat. Screen door slams. Coors Light comes spraying out of there. I'm like, girls, this is loving my neighbor as myself. I don't care what he's wearing. I don't care what he's doing. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting you. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Now, if we came around the yard or we came not even into his yard, let's say we came by the driveway and we looked over and he had his wiener out and was doing stuff, that I would have an issue with. Do what you do, as long as it's not assaulting, my children. I don't care. I tried to figure out how to give them some sort of a moral story around it, but I was just like, I was trying to take credit. I was like, you see how cool I was with the dude? The dude dressed as a chick. You see that? There's no such thing, girls. Listen to me. There's no such thing as a chick with a dick. That's just a man with tits. Okay? All right then. Keep that in mind when you're on the internet. You're not going to find it. But I don't think people don't go away, but the news and the pee-pee, Freudian slip. I was thinking about my neighbor. The people who decide what you're going to see in here, that is what changes. So wherever the money and the power is going to change how much of a conversation you're being forced to have.
Right. Well, I'm just looking for a secure border, open the pipelines back up, and that drove me crazy. Where, think of what we're doing for the environment. Yeah, now we have to buy it from countries that don't refine the oil, held to the standards for the environment that we do, and they're going to ship across the ocean in leaky oil tankers. This is a home run for you guys. This is such a home run. Such a home run. Just
so Jin Saki, double jab and a booster, got COVID, right? Oops. I know friends. I have friends the same thing.
Yep.
Double shot, booster, COVID. I'm like, I got no shots, no booster, and I got COVID, and I bounced back faster than you did, and I'm fat and old.
Me too.
Minus the lung cancer thing I have right now, but that's probably because I bought some prime times because I thought I would get rid of that irritating cough and just burn a couple of these things. That's what the doctor recommends.
Was that what the doctor recommends?
Yeah, that and don't get caught doing that thing in public ever again. Whatever. He just didn't want to come see me in prison.
So let's bring up why I'm a feminist.
I don't know that you are, but
well, I believe in complete equal rights to men and women, and that's what a feminist is supposed to.
Okay. Not elevated rights.
Correct. No, equal.
Not a guarantee of equal outcome.
That is correct. They never said that in their mantra. It was equal rights. Right. So if what drives me crazy, right, is they're in this spot where they can't attack the LGBTQ ABCDEF
IAB pedophile. They want to throw pedophiles on there.
So they can't attack that, but at the same time, these women are taking their spots on the sports teams, and this is where I'm mostly going with the equal rights. It's more about the trans athletes, not in general society, but they're actually taking women's spots on teams, crushing women's records, and they're actually biologically a man.
Right.
So that's not right. That's not fair. So that's why I'm a feminist. I stick up for. I don't speak for the women. Oh, I've been married way too long to try to fucking say that thing. I'm just
Don't be
saying.
reckless. Hey, yo.
Hey,
Take
I'm
my
not
wife,
fucking
please.
eat a bullet at that point. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
they're taking their spots. They are competing with them in a physical event.
What about like UFC beating the crap out of them?
Oh, dude, that
It's
was
literally like
disgusting.
it's
It was disgusting.
horrific.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
it's And don't get me wrong, I'll watch two women destroy each other.
Right.
That's great. But
But
watching
pound for pound, you should have this is why you weigh in. This is why you have weight.
correct.
You can't factor in this bone density, muscle growth, and your entire life of testosterone that has turned you into a fucking killing machine.
Right.
And then say just because you're the same weight as that other person or that same within 10 pounds, that you should be in the same class. It's brutal.
It's
brutal.
horrible.
You see a trans woman crushing another biological woman's orbital socket with one punch.
Right.
And you're like, you understand the bone density is different. Your
the power,
your upper body strength is so ridiculous. It's like you and I going against an orangutan.
Oh, they
rip our arms off. You're screwed. What does Jakey say? That's exactly the spirit of feminism. He's just trying to get laid. Let me see if I can get rid of this. I can't see the rest of it.
That's all right. It isn't worth reading.
Nice. Nice. Hey guys, if you like what Jake has written, good news. Tomorrow he's gonna actually we're gonna do a show together.
Oh boy.
Yeah, what should we call it? We're gonna call it Geoff and Dull Jake show.
Oh. Jake who's just trying to get laid.
Jake who's trying to get laid. And Timmy, you want to do a show with us? Come on, buddy.
Timmy left us.
I'll send you a link. Seriously, I'll make you famous. 200 people will know you.
Infamous, not famous.
You will make tens of pennies a month.
Tens of pennies a month.
That's right. Timmy's going around his neighborhood and he's like, hey guys, check out the merch, theshelfhelpshow.com and dadbod02-20 on Amazon. It is a holiday season. Give us a taste.
Give us some love.
You're going to be a corporate shill, minus the fact that I don't pay corporate taxes or taxes.
What are
you supposed to pay taxes?
What are taxes?
I thought I had to pay Texas, and I misunderstood. And I'm like, I don't live in Texas, so I'm not paying. Do you know that alimony is tax deductible?
No, I did not know that. You know why? Because I
was like, oh,
so
that's a chunk.
Yeah.
Like, that's not bad. That's my entire tax liability.
One time or twice?
What?
How many times have you been married?
Once.
Once? Okay.
Yeah. Kids, 2 baby mamas.
Gotcha.
I'm about to make a 3rd. She's young enough. She's fertile.
Nice.
Do it. I told her, look, my son's 18. I gotta switch that child support off. That's a chunk of change right there. He's gonna turn 19 this month. And I'm like, why am I still paying your mom for you? This makes no sense. You live in her house with her and her dude. They got a better house than me. Why am I subsidizing that? He's like, well, would I lose anything if that happens? I'm like, no. Come live with me, my hovel. I'll let you smoke prime times.
Which girlfriend is fertile?
Oh, yeah. Which girlfriend don't you have 2? What are you trying to start shit? I don't have 2. I ain't got no girlfriends. It's all a myth. I married one. I'm legally married now. It happened. I was like, hey, you want to drive 8 hours to Reno real quick?
It's only 6 to Vegas, right?
Fuck, why did we go to Reno? That's a horrible idea.
No idea. That confused me. Like, Reno.
Want to go to Nogales, Mexico? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Yo quiero un wifi. Esposa? Just go around and ask a bunch of dudes. ¿Dónde está la esposa?
The biblioteca.
Why are you asking me about my wife?
Summer school, right? That's not summer school. What movie is that from? Donde está el biblioteca?
Hold on.
It wasn't summer school.
No.
Some reason.
Encino Man.
Oh, that's right. The whistle.
The Weasel. I love that guy. Because I'm the Weasel. That's Donde está la biblioteca? Brendan Fraser was so cute in that movie. Oh my, he was hot.
He's
I
making
was
a
man
huge
crushing him like
comeback,
25
man.
years ago.
Making a huge comeback.
What, he has?
Who, what?
Brendan Fraser?
Yeah. He started, he does a voice on a show on HBO Max called Doom Patrol.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, just the internet went nuts, and now he's the villain in the new Batgirl movie. So he's really starting.
Like, he's not just doing a voice in a cartoon?
No, it's going to be an actual character, and he's got other stuff popping up too. That it's he went through a terrible accident.
Was he able to lose the baby weight?
No, he
He
has
was,
not.
he was like super cut, and then he looked like me all of a sudden. People were like, "Oh,
Well,
gross!
he had a
You
horrible
got to start
accident.
like me and stay there."
Yeah, he had a spinal injury and a bunch of other stuff. So he's actually made a great recovery. I'd love to see him get a little bit lighter so he can get some of the. I'd like to see National Treasure 3. That would be pretty cool. I not National Treasure. I'd like to do a movie.
The Mummy
with him, and I don't know. I always liked his movies. So even Inkheart. Oh.
What's it called?
Inkheart. It's the apparently the reader. So or I think it's somebody who writes something. It actually comes true. It was an interesting movie. I think it's called Inkheart. I think that's what it was.
My house is gonna smell like prime times. People are gonna think I'm rolling blunts.
Oh.
Whoever thought of putting cigar tobacco, Cavendish, in a little thing like this, is genius. Tastes delicious. Makes your clothes stink.
Yep.
And really good when you have COVID pneumonia. More productive.
Well, just smoke weed at that point, dude.
When I was 19 years old, I hitched a ride my buddy and his mom to Idaho because I was like, Idaho, that sounds great. And when I was in San Diego, I'm like, Idaho, let's do that. He goes, yeah, we're gonna get a ride with my mom, and then my Volkswagen Rabbit is there, 1982 Volkswagen Rabbit. This is like 1994, 93. I'm like, okay. And then we're going to drive it back to San Diego. I'm like, that sounds fun. Let's do that. Well, I had a horrible cold, flu, whatever, and I was just getting over it. And I had this cough, this persistent, hacking, awful cough. And I think he suggested it, Bob. We get up there, and he's like, I don't like the smell of cigarettes. You know that, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I think you should buy a pack. I said, why? He goes, this cough is driving me nuts. I don't want to hear this cough anymore. I said, but why the fuck would I buy cigarettes? Like, I don't need to smoke. He's like, just get a pack of Marlboros and just inhale hard. I was like, well, I mean, you did graduate a year ahead of me, so obviously you know more than I do. You will in the future work for Blizzard Entertainment, and you will create characters for World of Warcraft. Wow. You will be that guy. You will. He still is. So I was like, okay, I'll get a pack of smokes. So we're hitting up, rest stops on our way up there, and I'm getting hit on in the bathrooms because I'm standing there with a Marlboro in my dick in my hand.
Look, you're very popular with the truckers.
I was very twinkish. Very twinkish. I was also like, no, I think that's before meth. These are my lines of demarcation in my life. Was that pre-pot, post-meth? There was this, I remember, Adderall. Let's just say Adderall. It makes it seem safer, right?
Sure.
This was the year of Adderall. So I was hot. It works. Girls, it works, just so you know.
Yeah.
Do speed. It helps. Eventually, though, when you can't grow nose hairs back and you realize you're getting sinus infections because you're not able to stop the crap from going into your... Anyways, so maybe I shouldn't have snorted it that much. There was no warning label. It was in a bag. So my twink self, smoking cigarettes, I'm trying not to, and my voice is like deeper than it is now, and back then it wasn't quite as deep. But I'm just like, hey, what's going on? Hey, and then I'm no facial hair. I believe I had dyed my hair jet black. Yeah, jet black. I look sexy, and I was wearing a maroon leather cowboy hat from Tijuana, smoking
Oh my god.
smoking Marlboros with my jet black hair and my twink body.
Oh
And
my-
every time we stopped at a truck stop to take a leak, you had a trough. There's plenty of room, either side, plenty of room. And sure enough, some dude, some trucker, would saddle up right next to me, like arm touching my arm. Cigarette. I'm like, look tougher. I realized that's what he wanted. And he's like this. Hey. He goes like this. So I lost my hat in one of the bathrooms. Just trying to stop me from getting away. Oh, we want a lot lizard. Yeah. Wait, no, that isn't that a woman?
Wow, that's
I
being
don't think
sexist.
male prostitutes are lot lizards. That
Wow.
doesn't sound right to me.
That is so sexist.
Yeah. We're feminists here, okay? We're
Yeah.
feminists.
My
We
God.
give women their due. Whores are women. That's a fact.
Yes.
You don't take that away from them. Isn't that right, Amber? Oh, she called me homo. It's brutal. Huh. Lot reptilian. Yes, there you go. I didn't know, but I was morphing into a lot reptilian. As I had read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for the
I was
19th
thinking the
time.
same fucking thing. Oh my God.
We were just outside of Barstow
Oh
when the
my
acid started to
God.
kick in. Bats!
Fuck.
My son's name is Hunter on purpose.
But I was thinking the same goddamn thing. That
Were
is
you?
too crazy. Yes, I was.
That's a perfect image. A lot reptilian. Maybe the guy was on acid. Maybe he didn't think I was attractive. He thought I was a lizard.
So did the cigarette smoke help?
So I smoked 10 cigarettes in the course of, I don't know, like 4 hours.
Okay.
And I didn't on Facebook too much.
Stop reading the chat.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I got to turn it off then.
That's fine. I'll keep an eye on it if anything.
You keep an eye on it. You greet people. And I'm going to shut the overlay off. Okay. See, I can't multitask.
No, we can't read and talk at the same time about a different subject. So
Yeah.
go ahead. So you smoked 10
Burning through the cigarettes, I didn't realize, I don't know, 4 hours later, Bob points it out and he's like, hey, how's your cough? And I was like, huh? And then you didn't have that when you inhale, it goes like, and you can hear that snot in your lungs fluttering, you know, the
Right.
pre-pneumonia flutter. I was like, it was gone. I was like, huh. And I go, and I was like, oh, it's there. Okay, hold on. It's clear. Fucking genius. Genius. I'm like, how did you know that would work? He's like, well, my grandfather was dying of lung cancer. I was like, wait, what? They made him stop smoking, but we're like, you're gonna die. You just might as well enjoy it. And when he smoked, his lung capacity got better. I mean, so the thing that killed him was making him better up until the point where he just died. He was yeah. He's like, smoking takes 10 years off your life, but it's like the shitty 10 years. So
That's right.
go hard or go home.
That's it.
So that's why I bought the prime times. I remember Bob 25 years ago and his grandfather dying. And I was like, you know what? Can I get a pack of those, please? Thank you. Anything else? Say a little prayer before I die. All right.
Oh, a lot of activity in the chat room tonight. I like it.
You never know where my brain's going to be. Some days.
Oh, yeah. But the sad fact, like I said, with that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I thought of that immediately when you were talking about. I was like, fuck, that's exactly what I was going to say. So I kind of know where you're going to go a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time.
When I go Correlation Nation and I just tangent for 4 hours, it frightens me. Like, it's awkward to me. If somebody triggers me to think about, like, here are two unrelated things.
Right.
What do you think? And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, now I know. It almost happened at work today. One of my buddies was talking about presidents. He's like, oh, I know. He showed me like a TikTok of some guy interviewing two females. I don't know if they were dumb. That's not right for me to say that. And he's like, I will give you $20 if you can name 5 presidents. Go. And she's like, Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush, and Colonel Sanders. Yes, Colonel Sanders. And I was like, oh God, oh wow, that's interesting. So then the two guys, my two coworkers, laughing at it, they turned to a female who is, tight skirts, big bustier, very like female,
Right.
in all her glory. And they go, hey, let's see if all people are dumb. So name 5 presidents. And she got 4 like relatively quickly, and then paused. And I'm like, oh shit, she's gonna say Colonel Sanders. This is crazy. But she got a 5th one, and she goes, I was just thinking of the money. So she got a 5th, and then the guy's like, I could probably go back all the way to like when I was born. And they're like, yeah, I could probably do that. So they started to challenge each other. Can you get back at least how many or who the presidents were? And
Right.
they were saying, well, if they got elected twice, what is it? I said, just humans. Just who are the humans? Who are the humans in charge? The executive branch. Back to whenever you were born. I'll go back to Nixon. That's easy. So they're going back and forth, and they're having a kind of a hard time. I'm like, guys, there's only like 7. It's not that much. They're like, well, how far back can you go? And I was like, and as soon as they asked me that question, because I was just observing up to that point, I go, and I'm like, I can go back to the beginning. Yeah. Like, you're fucking lying. I'm like, no, I can go back to the beginning. If I get stuck, it'll take me a second because I'm gonna have to think, like, what did they do? What was the situation? Like, what was the time frame? What was going on in the country? Any initiatives? Trouble? Scandal? It might take me a second, but I'll go all the way back. They're like, no. I was like, it took me 6 months to figure out that the song you heard at drunk karaoke was Kiri by Mr. Mister. And the only clue I had to go on, sir, this guy was like, you can't do it. The only clue I had to go on was you said, all right, so there's a song where there's a karaoke on. It's like, yeah. And he goes, it's really catchy. And I'm like, okay. Well, I figured you would know what it is. You want to give me more of a clue that it was catchy at karaoke? I don't karaoke, so I don't know what the playlist looks like. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, it was like definitely like 80s feel. It had an 80s feel. I know you were alive in the 80s. Yep, that's correct. And you were not. You're my boss. Fuck my life. But he's like, he goes, it was like this. He goes, it's karaoke. He goes, I heard it from outside. And I was like, I was having a cigarette. I was like, yeah, ooh, that song. Like, okay, how's it sound? He goes, I don't know the words, but it's kind of like, like that. Like kind of like that. I had that feel like, remember that feel like that. I was like, that's my clue. Yeah. It just like felt good. Like you could tell, like when I'm trying to make the sounds, like you could tell it'd be fun to sing. I was like, yeah, I could tell you're very enthusiastic right now. You go, so yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I just figure with your crazy encyclopedia brain that you'll solve that problem for me. I was like, well, how soon do you want it? Like by the end of the day? Like how much power do you want me to put in this? He goes, no, just whenever. 6 months. It took 6 months because I didn't think about it on a regular basis because he told me not to. So I appreciate the permission. And 6 months later,
Did
it's
you
like when
hear the
everything's
song?
quiet, then the problems that have not been solved yet in my brain, they pop up and they go, "Hey, you have time. How about this?" I was like, "Fuck, okay, vibe it, feel it." Mister, Curie, motherfucker, and I look up my phone, Curie, Mister. Sure enough, I was like, "This is fucking it." So I sent him the YouTube video. I just beep, and then he calls me. Holy shit, that was a karaoke song. Yeah, you're welcome. And you just sit around thinking about solving problems for other people? No, just the problems of the universe. Don't challenge me with a problem that you think can't be solved because I want to figure it out. My brain just goes there, and then I obsess. So, you guys want to do presidents all the way back to Washington? Are you
Oh
ready?
God, no! Don't do that.
No, it's funny because he gave me a clue which pissed me off, and I quit the game. I got back to Lincoln and Johnson, Andrew Johnson, who was his vice president who took over after he was assassinated. I got stuck on Johnson. So I went back to 1865. I was working it out. And I was like, I'm stuck here. I said, I keep thinking James Buchanan, Prissy, like cravat, James Buchanan. But I'm pretty sure it's not James Buchanan. I'm thinking he was before. So I'm just like, it had been 5 minutes into the game. 5 minutes. I got back to 1865. And then he gave me a clue and it pissed me off. So I quit. It's not my problem to solve anymore. Don't give me a clue. He's like, hey, does Denise Johnson still work for us? I'm like, that's not Denise's last name. Denise Johnson? No, her last name is this, whatever. Are you sure it's not Denise Johnson? I was like, why do you keep. Oh, I see what you did there. I'm not playing anymore. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I'm going home. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Yeah, yellow bed letter. Hate Pearl Jam. Apparently, Geoff has left us. I'm not sure why he did that. But we do have some people in the chat room right now. What are you guys drinking besides Dr. Pepper? Nobody answered me before. Am I the only one? Thank God I was falling asleep. Pepsi. Oh, come on, Mom. Nobody's drinking beer or wine or vodka. Jake, it wasn't funny the first time you said it. Oh, or Bob Dylan. Or Bob Dylan. It was very similar when he was singing it. That's correct. You repeated it because it wasn't funny the first time. I think you're missing on what humor is supposed to be. Oh, I'm so gonna chat into your show. No results for Pearl Jam. Okay, fair enough.
Wow.
Another one.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, step bro?
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Step bro, I'm stuck in the laundry. Are
No
they playing
results.
through the show? Can you hear? Yeah.
Sure.
Did you hear the sound effects when I played them?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see some of my favorite ones.
What are you doing, step bro?
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. This house is a prison!
Prestige worldwide. Prestige worldwide.
What are you doing?
Holy Santa Claus shit.
I can sing too. In fact, I'll sing right now. If you want to get down on these hairy balls, why don't you jump right in?
Hey.
It's a crotch party right up in here.
Oh.
Dad, we're men, okay? That means a few things. We like to shit with the door open. We talk about pussy. We go on riverboat gambling trips. We make our own beef jerky. That's what we do. And now that is all wrecked.
Very underrated movie.
No. It's yeah. Hi. I think it's one of my favorites. It's more love than it gets, for sure. All right, let's clear this shit out. And
I like the
what are
yeah,
you
the other
doing,
picture was
Steph,
so much better.
bro?
This wedding is horseshit.
Balls, why don't you jump right in? It's a crotch party right up in here. Why don't you lick on this big yawn?
Right. Since we're talking about feminism and how women aren't funny, but we still support them because they're women. Why is it they don't quote movies, and why do men do it? I want to know. I don't understand. It's like biological imperative for most men to have at least 30 or 50 lines from movies in your brain that you can just pop out at any moment.
That's a great
Why?
point.
Anyone? What do you think, John?
Dude, you just that is I never realized that before.
Yeah,
Wow.
you've been judged by your wife or your girlfriend who's like, why do you guys stand around like just coming up like it's not funny? It wasn't funny when I watched it. I'm like, that's because women aren't funny. You don't get the humor.
Right. So that's weird. What they don't recite lines from any. Now they'll recite music lyrics, but they will not recite lines from movies.
So what's the music lyric? Really good. It's a Disney movie and it's a song. I show the world, shine, shimmering, splendid. You're like, stop it, stop, shh, no more. And I'm like, did you even see the movie? Like, what movie are you singing right now? I don't know what you're singing. Oh, it's from the one with the Scottish chick, whatever. There's a Scottish chick one. How do you watch them all? Are they all princesses or just whores? Tell me.
I think the one from the Hunchback of Notre Dame was a whore.
Was she?
Esmeralda? No, I don't think that's her name.
Child who needs to be.
She was a gypsy, so we're going gypsy whore on that one.
Pussy.
Yeah. Hello. I don't know why this entertains me. I don't know why I can handle it. What was that? These
That
are
almost
trending
sounds
sound effects right now, guys. What? Share. I can't look at the chat.
Final answer. What's Timmy's final answer?
Timmy. Oh, that's a drop.
So I may have just gotten. May have just gotten a stick of fire for my television. That is jailbroke.
Oh, just now?
Today
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. So
Did you pay someone
Already
to jailbreak it?
somebody gave it to me as a gift.
Kibber!
But the first thing I looked at instead of like brand new stuff was out of print stuff that you can't buy or find, and they had it. And there was a movie
Like
from
what?
the 80s, and shit, what is? Hold on. Kurt Russell is with Goldie
Who are you
Hawn.
talking to?
Goldie
It's
Hawn,
from State Farm.
ex-husband. They were brothers. Fuck.
Kurt Russell?
Prefer Kurt Russell.
Or-
The fuck were they called? I don't know. Hudson Brothers. Okay. Hudson Brothers. They did a movie called Hysterical, which was so quirky and strange. It stars the guy who played Jaws in James Bond. He plays Captain Howdy in it.
Yeah, the big dude.
Yeah, he plays Captain Howdy, who is possessed or a ghost. And oh, dude, it's just the guy from Repo Man. He just died recently.
Fred Ward?
No,
Was it Fred Ward? Was it?
no, not Fred Ward. The guy that was the basically taught Emilio Estevez about. Fuck, what was his name? But anyway, he's in. He plays Looney, and you would know him as soon as you saw him. But just a classic old,
Yeah, he's
very
got dark
similar.
hair, kind of,
Huh?
he didn't. He looks similar to the dude from Beretta who was acquitted of murdering his girlfriend. What was his name? Hold on, I gotta look him up.
Robert.
Repo Man.
Yeah.
Repo Man. IME. Let's check it out. It's more important than effects. Recruited by a car repossession agency, he finds himself in pursuit of a Chevrolet Malibu that is wanted for $20,000 bounty. Full cast and crew.
Doesn't it have like a nuclear thing in it or something like. Oh, Harry Dean
cast.
Stanton.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, he was the guy. He's
Oh,
in
man.
Hysterical. You're lagging.
Yeah, I'm down to like one bar. What is going on? I'm gonna shut off some peripheral stuff. Let's see if we can get the transcoder to catch up.
Anyway,
I should turn off my
real
Wi-Fi.
quirky movie, very similar to Saturday the 14th. Have you ever seen Saturday the 14th?
No. Well, why does it sound familiar? It sounds very familiar. Oh, it sounds like I'm thinking like 7th, 8th grade for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What was the premise on that?
they move into this house, and I believe there's a vampire. Dude, it's been so long since I've seen it. It's so quirky and strange. The guy who was the lead in it was an actor in the 70s. He was a ton of shit. But just really weird and kind of airplane-ish, probably.
Okay.
But not as irreverent as Airplane. But anyway, Hysterical was just one of those movies. Fucking loved it from my childhood. Very similar to Ski School. Love Ski School. Big fan of Ski School.
81 and 88 they came out. You
What
like
did?
those campy ass movies?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Hudson Hawk is on our fucking top 5.
Oh, love me.
This is how I know that like a decade later that there's a reason why I reached out. I was like, hey, John, you wanna
It's all about the Hudson Hawk.
You want to talk? You want to talk on a show with me? I remember we always had I mean, aside from me challenging your manhood, and you wanted to fight me for it. I thought we were pretty connected, at least intellectually. And then, like, first show, top 5 movies. Were we doing top 5 Bruce Willis? Or just top 5 movies? You challenged me to movies, actually.
Yes.
You were like a fifth of something in.
Yeah, I was already.
And I wasn't ready to commit.
Yeah.
To movies.
Oh, I have it all the time on my head.
But then I was like,
movies.
Hudson Hawk. And this is funny because I'm like thinking about, like, it's one of the. I don't know anybody who knows that movie, but Hudson Hawk with Bruce Willis and Danny Aiello is fucking amazing. You're like, no, do we just become best friends?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the
garage.
That'll be one of the posters in my office.
All right, so let's do some top 5 lists. So let's start with top 5 favorite movies. Let's not revisit that again. We'll pick a different topic just so we can stay fresh in our heads.
Okay.
How about horror movies? Top 5 favorite horror movies. You've got all of that genre.
Favorite or what scared you, or you just want to go favorite?
So, how would you classify something as your favorite when it comes to a genre that is supposed to elicit a certain emotion?
Because I'm not a fan of jump scares.
Right.
Like, I think it's stupid and lame. It doesn't.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, I'm. It's funny. Like in life, if something dropped next to me, you'd see no reaction whatsoever.
That's because
if I'm watching something on television, and something jumps out, I jump. Like it is, I have, but it's real strange, right? Like things will crash or like thunder will crackle, and I will not move. Everybody in my house jumps like, an explosion just happened. And I'm like, God, you guys are twitchy. But I'm the opposite when I'm watching a scary movie or a movie where jump out scares, right?
Jump scares.
Scariest movie I ever saw to me was Event Horizon. I think Event Horizon is the scariest, creepiest movie I've ever seen.
Remind me of that. Remind me.
It was not Sam Elliott, the guy from Jurassic Park. Sam
Neill.
Sam Neill. Shit. Who's the other guy? I'm trying to think who the black guy is.
It's either Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. That's who it
was. He didn't say it was a black guy.
Right.
They only allowed like 4.
It was basically Hellraiser in space. Oh, and it was just.
What was the event?
Well, I think they were going to witness something in space, but I don't even remember what it was. But basically, just freaking creeped the shit out of me. Where that I will never watch it again. Absolutely,
really,
not. No interest whatsoever.
What was it? Was it genre specific? Was it the fact that it was space? You're in space.
I think already. I think they played on that. In space, nobody can hear you scream. They really went with it, but it was the disturbing and visually, it was like, whoa. Like, I don't know. But anyway, that one to me is the creepiest one. That's it. The Event Horizon is part of the black hole.
What about Alien?
Like
the original Alien.
Didn't think of it as a horror movie, more of a sci-fi movie.
Right. Well, they took the sci-fi space odyssey and then turned it into a horror movie, which was I think why it was so impactful.
Yeah, 5 horror movies. Oh, that's. I think The Shining moved me.
Okay.
Just because I think of the way it was filmed, really just
That's Stanley Kubrick, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that's supposed to be a horror movie either. It's supposed to be a thriller. So I am horrible at the horror movie genre.
Also, don't sweat over the genre. Let's just say movies that would scare you, regardless of what. Like I watched Knocked Up. I was horrified. I've been there so many times. Oh no, I gotta marry her. Shit.
Fuck.
What about The Conjuring?
Never saw it.
The Conjuring #1 even though it was predictable to a point, they basically they got the Annabelle doll, and they got it's based on two people who had been traveling around the U.S. Dealing with hauntings and whatnot. It's based on a true story, based on what is that? The couple. Anyways, it's the Annabelle couple.
They went to the Amityville Horror House.
Amityville Horror, yeah.
Yeah. The Lutzes. No, not the
stuff.
Lutzes. The Lutzes are the people that moved in. What the hell are their names? They were from Connecticut.
Yeah. Well, those two characters, they were like regular old Christian folk who did not believe in ghosts, but they did believe that demons can possess, and so they'd get the calling and come out and like clean this stuff up. Let's find out what the source of it is. So when I watched The Conjuring, even though I knew it was hitting every possible horror movie trope, the jump scares, the things coming out of the ceiling, coming out of the tree, the woman hanging, like all the things that I knew would happen. I could usually watch a horror movie and I can be amused because I'm predicting the next piece. When that movie was over, and I think it was maybe an hour and 45 minutes, I felt like I had been there all day. I was exhausted, and my hands were cramped like this because I was holding on to the fucking arms of my chair. And I got I think my kids were watching this movie too, and we're in the theater, and it disturbed me so much because even though I was predicting that next horror movie trope that was going to happen, they would deliver it out of step.
Right. It's a warrant, by the way.
You're waiting for, like cut to, you don't see what's behind you, reaction in your face, right? It's like your brain can predict these things. It's your limbic brain is working on your behalf to keep you from dying all the time. This is why John doesn't flinch when real shit happens around him, because he's very caveman. He's got to get caveman brain, is very strong, and if he will hear the noise of the thunder happening a long time before, so his brain's already ready when it's overhead.
Right.
His instinct has been paying attention for him. So when it's crash, he's like, yeah, I heard it coming. Same thing if something crashes in your house. The reason that you're not going to react that way is because you know that there are things that might crash in your house. You have an awareness of it, even if you don't walk around pointing it out. I'm the same way. I know if I hear something crash, it has to be something that I can't replace that will then make me uncomfortable afterward. But in the moment, I don't flinch. But if I'm watching a movie, I'm watching The Final Destination, I'm watching something that's set up for my brain to go, oh no, it's gonna be bad. Like I'm in it. I'm invested, and I'm the guy that you want to make a movie for, because when I'm in the movie, I'm in it.
Yep. Final Destination.
Leviathan.
So good.
Any of those underwater movies back from the 90s, underwater movies. The Abyss.
The Abyss, yeah.
Ooh, I'm afraid of drowning. I'm afraid of suffocation. Having had sleep apnea for my entire life, I know what it feels like to suffocate on a regular basis.
Amen.
Seeing where my girlfriend likes to sit, I can predict that. I'm not suffocating. I'm in charge. I said to do it. Hey,
wearing the flesh mask.
I'm 10% switch. I'll switch. Drown me, baby. Kill me. That's fine. I can predict that. But if I'm invested in, if I'm watching a movie that I know it's gonna jump scare me, it's gonna do those things, I'm like, ooh, the anticipation of death is far worse than death itself.
Correct.
My brain is trying to solve my way out of that fucking death moment, and I can't, because it's gonna happen whether I like it or not. So I can't get a hold of the pacing. I can't predict it. It's like the best horror movie writers are the ones who take you all the way up to the obvious with the music, with the color. There's so many layers in a movie that if you handle it just right, it's like taking you to that point where you're like, okay, I can't hold my breath any longer. I can't hold my breath any longer. And right then, when you become vulnerable in that moment where you're like, I have to breathe. God, they're like, bah! You're like, ah! They own me. They own me.
Final Destination.
Real life, you come running at me with a knife, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna duck, parry, and attack.
and shoot.
Under real duress, I'm fine. It doesn't matter. Under fake duress, I can't control what's happening in that movie in
Nope.
any way, shape, or form. So it's going to own me.
Yep. A really underrated and well-written movie would be in the horror genre would be Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Really smart. Very, very smart. And again, I don't know if you consider it horror, but I guess it's supposed to be. But Joss Whedon wrote that. That was pretty brilliant.
Tucker and Dale get killed.
I have not seen that.
I love a genre movie that takes itself humorously,
Right.
but then pulls it off again in a way that you're like, yeah. Love it. Tucker and Dale get killed. Perfect. Just two dumb guys in a cabin in the woods, and basically the people that are in wherever the campground, the woods, wherever, they think that Tucker and Dale are there to murder them.
Right.
And then Tucker and Dale they're such dimwits that they're actually running into situations with the actual killer and then killing the killers, and like they think that they're going to be killed. They think that they're being hunted to be killed, and they're not. And then all these accidents happen that make them look like they're murderers, and it's just this chain of events that you're predicting the trope. You're like, oh, I knew that was going to happen, but it plays off in such a way it's done like perfectly. I love it.
Right.
Love it. Top 5 rom-com or romance movies that you've ever seen reluctantly, I'm assuming, but like you owed her something or it was a special event, but that actually touched you and like you're like, oh, you walk away not wanting to admit that you felt the love in your heart.
Oh, number one is Definitely Maybe.
Is what?
Definitely Maybe.
Oh, definitely maybe what?
Definitely Maybe. That's the name of the movie. It's Ryan Reynolds, and it's him and his daughter. Him telling his daughter basically the story of his love life.
Oh, okay.
It's heart-wrenching for any dude that has a daughter. My daughter mercilessly makes fun of me. Unmercilessly, sorry. She just fucking goes for the jugular. She goes, I can get you to cry in a heartbeat. Just let's play this movie. That is by far the one that it's random.
This is called a fingerling. Fingerling.
Is it made for your finger?
My 14-year-old made me buy this. She said, Dad, this is a fingerling. I said, I likes being a fingerling. I said, this reminds me of a Tamagotchi and a Furby.
So what are your top 5 romantic comedies?
Definitely maybe. Anyways, I got one for you, John.
Okay.
It's going to come with the hat. This one is a pink unicorn. They react to each other. So fucking stupid. Shut your brains off. All right. I love my daughter. This is why I have it. Even a 14-year-old who knows she doesn't care about it. She's like, Dad, you should get these. They're really cute. I'm like, that's stupid. I don't want that. You can put it on your mic and then you can irritate people on your show. I said, well, I'll definitely get those. Especially because of John.
Sign me up.
Let's see. Notting Hill. Notting Hill. Julia Roberts. Hugh. Whatever his name is. Hugh something. Hugh Grant. Loved. Love Notting Hill. Loved it to the point where my ex. I can't believe I said I want to have children again. Just the toys piss me off. Okay, stop. Teaches you to be sensitive to people with special needs. Okay. Notting Hill, I walked away. I walked out of that movie with my wife, and she was like, I was like, what do you think? She's like, it was all right. I was like, what? It was all right. It was so sweet. I loved it. And she's like, she like impugned my masculinity.
By calling
So,
you
of
a
course,
British cigarette?
I finished in her ass that night, but that's fine. I win. Love that one. Julia Roberts says pretty good in like romance movies in general, rom-coms. Pretty Woman. I like Pretty Woman. I like the original ending when he kicks her to the curb and then she goes back to the hovel and she ODs on heroin. I thought that was a better ending. But they're like, oh, we didn't play well for the audience. You fall in love, billionaire with a hooker, a heart made of gold. And for some reason, I fell for it. I was like, I'm the hooker with a heart made of gold. I am. So another rom-com. A romantic movie. From a man's perspective, in your eyes, the light, the heat. What was that one? Say Anything.
Never
John
saw
Cusack.
it.
Oh, it's really good. I played it with my 16-year-old daughter, who is kind of fascinated with everything 80s. I was like, well,
what a horrible time.
let's check out this movie. I think you will like it. And she loved it. She was like, oh, Sir Father. She calls me Sir Father because she's smart. She's going to get everything when I die. My kids won't call me daddy because they understand that's been sexualized. That sucks, but whatever. My girl calls me daddy, so that's fine. Just so you know, I'm not ever going to call you daddy. I'm like, huh? All right, princess, if you say so. They always change their mind. Oh, daddy. So, but don't call me Sir Father, though. That's belongs to him.
Taken.
It's taken. Yes, sir. Nope. You're only allowed to call me father if we're playing acolyte and priest. All right. So, Sir Father, that was a very good movie. I'm like, did you like it? Yeah, it was good. It made me think that not all boys are jerks. I'm like, they had sex in his car, right? She's like, yeah, I know. I saw that. I was thinking that was a bit much. I was like, I was sitting here with you. I didn't look your way on purpose. So I appreciate that because I was horrified. So maybe they were just kissing. So then why were they underneath a blanket sweating? Because it was hot in the car. Kissing takes a lot of energy. She's so fucking cute. She's like 16 and she's like, I hear her yell in the background. What do you mean you have to be naked to have sex? I'm never having sex. Yes. Got one sheltered one. So happy. I'm like, what did you hear that you just screamed about? She's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Best Cusack movie.
Just tell me. She said, I don't like to be around myself naked. I'm like, that's good. Because they will stare at you and they will laugh.
What is your favorite Cusack movie?
Gross Point Blank.
Oh, you fuck. It's not
Love
even
it.
a question. It's
So
not
good.
even a question. That is the best.
So fucking
Cusack.
perfect. Perfect John Cusack movie.
Oh,
It's all of his neuroses. It's all of his character development of just becoming John Cusack. You guys understand he's not an actor, right? He plays John Cusack. That's why he wears black suit, white shirt, skinny black tie. He's done it since like 1988. He does it well. It's the same uniform. It's the same character.
Aykroyd's amazing.
Gross Point Blank. He had it all. He had the
second favorite.
The cool, casual, collected assassin, the buddy flick, the romance, just the irreverent fucking absurdity.
Oh my
So
god,
good.
I forgot Arkin's in that movie as a shrink.
Yes, Alan Arkin.
Oh
Yep,
my
and his
God.
sister Joan. They're always good
That's
together.
right. Plays his secretary. Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yep, she's like the handler.
All right, second favorite Cusack movie.
Hmm.
Do you have any idea what the street value of this mountain is?
Better Off Dead.
There you go. Oh,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure. Mama's boiling bacon. I had breakfast.
oh my god.
I want my
He
$2.
put his testicles all over me. Oh god, such a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
So
Was it the guy who played Booger, his friend?
oh
in that
yeah,
movie?
Armstrong. Yeah,
Yes.
Curtis Armstrong.
Curtis Armstrong. Yeah. Better Off Dead.
All right, here's what
Fantastic.
you do. Go straight, really, really fast, then turn.
That's how he's going to slalom down the hill.
Oh my god, such a
That was
great-
filmed in Boulder, Colorado, I believe.
was
Or
it?
Durango.
Such
It
a
was Durango, Colorado, which is like kind of like not the most popular place to go skiing, but like you wind up there and it's still a good place.
right.
Kind
God, such a
of, yeah,
good movie.
great.
I think third for me is Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
So good. Him and Kevin Spacey. Oh, so fucking good.
Spacey was
Dude,
so
I love
good.
Kevin Spacey. I don't care if he's
I don't
whatever.
give a shit either.
Whatever.
was
You hit on boys because
amazing.
you like boys. It happens. Whatever. I don't know.
Such a good movie.
Dude, that guy should not have gotten canceled. Too good of an actor. I mean, what's his name? Louis C.K. People knew he liked to jerk off and be watched. He's like, hey, do you mind? I'm going to jerk off into the potted plant. Like, everybody knew for years that he did that. They didn't have an issue. It was part of his je ne sais quoi. That people have certain predilections and perversions, and they're geniuses otherwise. And then people go like, yeah, well, never assaulted anyone directly. He always asked permission.
Yeah, but
Canceled,
I
but he's back.
Yeah, no, he is.
He took 2 weeks off and he kept touring.
Well, comedians.
He said if they quit buying tickets, I'll quit touring.
Right. I heard Cosby wants to hit the stage too.
Serious?
Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't know he got out until my girlfriend told me. June, sometime in September or something. She was like, I don't know, it's during the summertime. I don't watch it. I don't watch TV.
And if he sues, he's gonna fucking win.
No, but wait, didn't he get out based on a technicality because it was that he couldn't? They
couldn't press charges.
The state attorney said that you couldn't use that evidence
Correct.
to go after him because he settled, and then they used that evidence to convict him.
Yeah, that's why there's a definite possibility he's gonna sue and win a lot of money.
But here's the crazy part, right? So it's not that he didn't do it because he did. It's not because he wasn't a pervert criminal who molested women, because he did and drugged them and raped them. Those things happened. The problem happened because they broke a contract. They said you can't use this evidence to prosecute
Correct.
him. They didn't have to use that evidence. It was the most
The
loud,
easiest.
right, easy way to do it. They could have used the other 30 women to make it happen.
Yep.
But they chose low-lying fruit. And the amazing thing is now, in hindsight, when I went and looked it up a little bit, like Felicia Rashad, her reaction, who played his wife in the Cosby Show, her reaction was, justice has been served. And I'm like, wait. They didn't find him not guilty. They had to throw out the case.
Right.
So because they had to throw out the case, that did not exonerate him. I understand the double jeopardy law. You can't be compelled to testify against yourself. You can't be held in jeopardy of life and limb, once you get through due process.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're not a rapist pervert.
Right.
And to me, that's the part that I was like, I'm really surprised that a woman who, as a feminist myself, would say broke through some barriers as a black woman on TV.
Yep.
Huge. Like she was everybody's mom, everybody's hero. And I think that's a fantastic memory to have. It's a legacy that's really strong. And no one faults her for doing what she did in that show. No one faults her for her association with somebody who had behaviors that she wouldn't know about. I'm like, your legacy is not damaged at this point. You got through all of that by association, and to be like, I had no idea. I don't believe it. It's not possible. That's cool. You didn't get dragged through the media. No one accused you of being what's her name, Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever her name is. You weren't priming teenagers for him. We get it.
Right.
But the moment that he gets out on a technicality, not because he's found innocent, you have the audacity to put yourself out there and be like, justice is served. You knew he was innocent. No. This is just when you keep your fucking head down.
Yep.
It's not time to go march. You keep your head down. Just keep going. Keep your legacy intact. Don't be a fool.
You would think.
You would think. It's just common sense. It's not that common. It's like a superpower.
Especially in Hollywood.
And then what was the issue? Didn't they want him to wear a monitor, or I thought they rearrested him.
Well, it's going to the Supreme Court, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
Probably for the double jeopardy law, right?
Yeah, they're trying to get it.
Process.
So I don't know if he's completely free or not because of that. I'm not sure how it works.
Maybe it changes his. Maybe it changes the indictment. I guess you could change the strength of that indictment and then change what his possible punishment can be.
I don't know, but I know it was something that we're looking into. That's some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, but I heard they had wanted him to comply with something and he refused, so they rearrested him.
Oh, that I do not know. I am going to have to leave you for a minute and a half.
You gotta go pee-pee?
Gotta go pee-pee.
All right, let's check it out. Bill Cosby's released from prison explained, The New Yorker. Bill Cosby freed as court overturns his sexual assault conviction. All right, so if you don't know about it, I'm going to teach you about it because I just learned recently. So I don't know if you guys know who Bill Cosby is. He's this show called the eponymous The Cosby Show, right, where he played Dr. Cliff Huxtable, not Dr. William H. Huxtable Jr. By the way, his degree in as a doctorate of education was honorary. It's not that he went to college to get that. It's the only time that I have an issue with you calling yourself doctor is when it was given to you because you're famous. Like, don't do that. Even if it's a doctor of ED. If you're a doctor of ED, then be like Shaq. Shaq's a doctor of education. He actually got the degree because he went to college and he did the work. He didn't ask people to call him Dr. Shaq. Stupid. Dr. O'Neill. Hello, Dr. O'Neill. But he could because he's a fucking doctor of education. I hate that. If you buy your credentials of ministry like I did twice, the only time I call myself reverend is if I'm performing a wedding and I need to sign that paperwork. Hi, are you his friend? And I'm like, no, I'm his reverend minister. Why did you let him do shots during the ceremony? I'm like, I'm progressive. You wouldn't know it based on the flags at my house, but I'm a progressive reverend. I did actually use my credentials of ministry from the Universal Life Church for up-close parking at the hospital. They have it, clergy parking. Yes. I was like, hi. My name is David Koresh. I'm a minister. Oh, yes, sir, Reverend. You can call me Father or Daddy, whichever you like. Oh, I should look at chat. Timmy. Good night, guys. Hey, what's your name? He did not sell Jell-O. That's not true. He sell Jell-O pudding. The pudding. Yeah. Bill Cosby explains. He was a really funny dude. That's legit though. Really good stand-up. Really good storyteller. I grew up on him. I learned his routines. I watched Bill Cosby himself so many times in his brown suit telling those stories when I was like 7 years old. Listen to his albums. He had an album. He had a whole comedy album on getting a Shelby Cobra made for him. Back when Carroll Shelby was making the Shelby Cobra GTs, he has an entire like 45-minute bit just on getting that car delivered. And this was like 1968, I think. And I listened to that album front to back. It's one story just about his anticipation of this car that goes really, really fast. And the story is told just so well. I'm like, I can't believe he sold an album, probably millions of them, for a single story. I just want you guys to use DadPod02-20 when you go to Amazon so I can get 10 cents. It's going to be millions to tell a single story. But he's a good storyteller. Just so you know, I'm going to ruin it for you guys. 1968, he got the Shelby GT Cobra delivered. And it went so fast that he put it away and never drove it again. There you go. You don't have to wait 48 minutes for the punchline. I got you. Bill Cosby Center shortly after being released on Wednesday. He looks a little less crazy. This is July 1st. The disgraced actor and comedian Bill Cosby walked free this week after 3 years in prison when the Pennsylvania Supreme Court threw out his 2018 convictions on charges of drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand in 2004. That wasn't that long before. He was still doing it as like a 75-year-old man. He's still raping people.
Damn.
That's crazy. It's not like back in 1978, I had Spanish Fly. No, recently. It's probably why they used that one, because it was more recent.
Right.
She was a Temple University employee. That's his alma mater. The abrupt reversal of the first high-profile sexual assault conviction after the Pound Me Too movement has attracted particular interest, raising questions such as whether Mr. Cosby could still face prosecution over any of the accusations of sexual assault and misconduct that more than 50 women, 50, those are just the ones who came out and said something, 50. If 50 step forward, I think it's like the spider rule. You know, if you see one spider, there's 30 spiders around you. Frightening. Here's a dissection of his legal issues. Why did the court overturn it? Because prosecutors violated Mr. Cosby's rights by reneging on an apparent promise not to charge him. The court majority ruled. In 2005, Bruce Castor Jr., who was then district attorney in Montgomery County, PA, outside Philadelphia, issued a news release saying that he had declined. This is a news release. This is not like signed contract. Is this for real? Wow. Issued a news release saying that he had declined to charge Mr. Cosby over the matter. Mr. Cosby then sat for depositions in a separate lawsuit filed against him by Ms. Constand, which he paid her $3.38 million to settle in 2006. So he admitted it, paid her. But a subsequent district attorney reversed Mr. Castor's decision and charged the entertainer with assaulting Ms. Constand after all. In the trial, prosecutors used what Mr. Cosby had said in the deposition, his admission that in decades past he had given quaaludes to women in an effort to have sex with them, as evidence against him. Why he was released. Crazy. So, from a press release of this person saying we declined to charge him, that was enough for them to say you broke your promise. Because even verbal contracts, they're binding, right?
Yep.
The contract is an offer and acceptance.
Yep.
It doesn't take pen to paper.
I don't understand why his defense why it took 3 years.
Because they're probably like, he's like, listen, I'm paying you guys. Get me the fuck out of here. And they're just pouring through everything. Like there's got to be a loophole somewhere.
Right.
Because you couldn't have known it, and you couldn't have known that it would have stood up. I'm sure. I'm sure that the quantity of filings that they had trying to get him out. You know, it's your job. He's paying you guys God knows how many, millions of dollars to Like, I'm not dying in here. I'm not dying in here. You guys don't stop looking. Don't stop.
Right.
You want to pay me, high six figures? I'll dig.
You got to figure at one point he was worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Especially once that show went into syndication.
Yeah. Syndication rights alone, dude. You know how much money the Friends crew, each of them, make from syndication?
Right.
It's like $100 million, something like that. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's ridiculous. Each one of them. We're just going to replay your stuff. You're going to be a billionaire. All right, sounds good. In 16, when Cosby's defense team was trying to get the criminal charges thrown out, they took the unusual step of calling Mr. Castro as a witness at a pretrial hearing. He testified that he had believed Ms. Constand, but did not think the evidence was enough to prove her accusations beyond a reasonable doubt. This is usually why you use grand juries, but I guess in this case, you can file the charges if it's not. I guess if it's not a capital crime.
Well, it was state, right?
Then you don't use grand juries. I think, are grand juries federal?
I thought they were.
I had somebody at work get called a grand jury, and they were, for 30 days, they had to go in.
And it was state? Huh.
A grand jury is a jury, a group of citizens empowered by the law to conduct legal proceedings, investigate potential criminal conduct, and determine whether criminal charges should be brought. A grand jury is separate from the courts, which do not preside over its functioning. Okay. Are they federal or are they state? Can you imagine if your job for 30 days is, all right, this is the general law, this is how it works, here's your resources. You guys decide as a group or whether or not we're going to indict people.
Right.
We bring them up on charges. It's up to you. In Ireland, in Scotland, in Sierra Leone, in New Zealand, in England and Wales. Why are we doing it by jurisdiction? Wikipedia. All right, whatever. Who cares? It's irrelevant. So, depending on the crime, John, if you were accused of a crime and you were indicted for a crime that you did not do, but you were going to be prosecuted and you're going to spend 15 years in prison, what would you rather be accused of that would give you a sentence of 15 years? If you knew that there's your reputation, but you're going to do 15 years no matter what would the crime be that you would pick?
Murdered a couple of child molesters.
Yeah, you kind of be a hero in prison.
Yeah.
Chomos are not. Nope, they're at risk.
I probably would be if I'm going to get 15 years. Yeah. I want to go in with,
murders and perverts.
Yeah. I think that
Safe,
would
smart, good move.
To give me 15 years, I would, because I would think theft is not going to give you that kind.
No,
right?
not 15. 15's got to be like second-degree murder.
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter probably give you 5.
Yeah.
Third
So,
degree.
yeah, we'll kill a couple of pedophiles.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best way.
Timmy, what would be the crime you would choose if you had to do 15 years no matter what? And it can't be John's crime because he's the only one who's allowed to do that fake crime. You can't kill child molesters. What crime do you pick?
Is Timmy still with us?
I don't know. Jake, how about you? Jake from State Farm. Hey, if you're watching video on demand, hey, what is this? Shelf Help. What's your name? John?
John.
Transsexual devil or something?
So, if the money is right, the outfit.
Trans rights devil. Transplanted devil. That's it.
Trans rights devils. Oh, that's so good. I like that too.
Transplanted devil. That's John. John's from New York originally, and he's out here in Southwest Desert. And we realized when we were looking around the Southwest Desert is most people aren't from here.
No,
I would say that 65% of the people who live in the Southwest Desert came from somewhere else. So everyone's got a backstory. Everyone's got back home, back in the day.
Right.
if you are a transplant and you now have grown and live somewhere else, like let's say you're from Douglas, Wyoming, like just a shithole, right? And then you're in, Arizona.
The dirty tea.
Yeah. The dirty tea. Like, where's your back home and why do you hold on to it? Where are you from and why do you let that define you? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And are you always comparing what is to what could have been? You ever have that moment when you go back home and you realize, wait, this place always been a shithole?
Right.
Why do we hold on to our past? Why do we let that define us? And when do you drop your past? When do you not want people to know? Obviously, if you were a murderer of child molesters, I'd brag about that wherever you go.
Yeah.
Hey, I did 15 years, murdered chomos. Really? No, not really. I was innocent. But Geoff said I had to pick one. Why'd you pick child molesters? Because no one likes them. Do you know any child molester people? Like, yeah, but he's a really good guy, though.
No, nobody's.
Hey, look, there's Ralph from down the street. He's a chomo. He did time in prison for molesting children. I'm like, oh, really? But he seems nice.
And his cookie recipe is unbelievable.
He's always losing his puppy. He's got the ice cream route.
Ding, 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 ding,
He
ding.
likes kids. I thought he just liked kids.
Oh. He
What was the
wanted to
difference
start
between
his
growing
own
up
band.
pre-internet when you had pedophiles in the neighborhood? Pre-internet pedophiles, they were looked at differently. Your parents schooled you. They're like, listen, you don't go by Ralph's house. Don't ever go inside. He's weird.
Yeah.
You're like, we heard he molested somebody. You're like, ooh, not sure what that means, but it sounds bad.
Sounds bad.
So you're not allowed to go in Ralph's house. You can talk to him on the street. It's fine. Like, your parents give you boundaries. Like, you can associate with the pedo when you're at the park as long as there's other people around.
Right.
Don't get in the van. You're like, oh, okay. How am I going to know the van thing's going to happen? Like, does it just sneak up on you? Because I'm nervous now. Pre-internet, the people in your neighborhood, they didn't have the rights. You didn't have to love your neighbor more than yourself back then.
Nope.
If the men in the neighborhood decided that Ralph needed to be taught a lesson, Ralph was taught a lesson. Now there'd be marches and parades and burning things. And
then he became Freddy Krueger.
Got to give pedophiles rights. It's not his fault. He loves who he loves. Guys, he loves who he loves.
That's it.
Why would you take that away from somebody? That's their right.
Fair. It's not fair.
That's their right, guys. The heart wants what the heart wants, okay?
I think it's
NAMBLA is a real organization, and you can join it.
I think the cock wants what the cock wants.
That's right. Cock wants what the cock wants. Yes. That's it. They can't help it. It's not their fault. Guys, don't be perv-phobic. Don't be chomophobic. You're chomophobic. We should add that to the flag.
Oh.
Chomophobes need love too, guys. So it was like 9 kids. It's not a big deal. Like, everyone gets so upset. Was it yours? And don't worry about it. Consider yourself lucky. Who wasn't touched by their grandpa? Jeez. You know that my exaggeration is not wrong because it's sad.
Well, I have an early meeting in the morning there, kid. So I think I'm gonna cut out a little bit early this evening.
That's all good. I can tell you your heart's not in it tonight.
I'm tired.
I think I dominated you like you're my bitch.
You know what? I gotta throw you a bone every once in a while, dude. I mean,
I prefer when you dominate because then I don't wear myself out.
Well,
it's like you asking me to solve a problem. If it's if you're like, oh, John's feeling quiet tonight, I'm like, okay, I got it all. I got you.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's right. Jake from State Farm. He'll be on tomorrow, and I will not get a word in edgewise.
You should send me the link on that because I definitely would like to show up in your chat room.
Yeah. Well, you can get. It's fine. I'll send you a link for external.
Okay.
Which is where Jake likes to start, and then internal. If you want to pop in and you're not feeling so sleepy, then you want to pop in and talk some shit, you're welcome to, of course.
It's the sleepy, the THC, and the 2 very large beers has put me in a very mellow place.
I told Jake. Jake was like, "Is there any imbibing on the show? Is there an issue or no?" Like I was like, "No, most weeks is John with a 12-pack of something and a little edible before he gets there." And usually just firing on all cylinders, but I guess you did not take care of that yeast infection we were talking about, and just a little worn out.
Wow.
All right, you go take care of that pussy, and we'll try again later.
You know, it's not like I'm a grown man or anything. So.
Dude, I love you, man. I got to get you this hat, dude. We're not far away.
Yeah, no, I'm. You know, I don't know. I've tried a couple of times to hang out with you.
All right, what did I tell you?
Don't give up.
No, okay, no, give up. Listen, while I'm sitting here, I don't know if you guys notice, I'm like constantly shifting, constantly. I have herniated L4, L5, S1, herniated, hard, bad, which came on the backs of accident thingy that caused me to tear my adductor muscle off my right groin, severed it. So I've been hobbled, broken, and like as Hunter Thompson said when he ran for sheriff of Aspen, these people, the greedy land grabbers in Aspen, he said these people should be bucked, broken, and driven across the country like the maggots that they are. When I read that, I thought, that's beautiful. That's Hunter Thompson right there. So
What
I've been
does that have to
committing
do with your
myself.
back?
Oh, yeah, who the hell cares? Jake, fuck you. When what's his name? John invited me to go to see Drop D, and then I was like, I got 90 minutes to sleep. I'm a puss. I need a nap. And then to play bocce ball and eat pasta because he's a man's man. I play bocce ball and eat pasta. He's like, oh, you're gluten free, as if like I'm suddenly like I'm the least the least masculine person in the group. Pasta and bocce ball.
Well, anybody who can be struck down by a noodle got to be.
I'm not saying you're wrong. My species should not have survived. I should not have survived. One of my kids has it too.
Well,
but
you would have just eaten meat, and then
I
you would
did
have
not
been
make it to bocce because I forgot this part. I have a hard time standing, sitting, laying down. I go to the ortho on the 14th, so hopefully we'll get my surgery scheduled and take care of the fact that my spine is collapsing on itself. Yeah. So as I'm like waddling to the car, I'm like, I'm like, okay, sit down.
You could have just said you didn't want to go. This would have been so much.
No, this is when I actually give myself shit. I was like, you're fucking wounded. You're stupid. Like, why are you like, I'm going to go throw balls in the fucking parking lot with you? No, I'm not.
It's not.
I drop something. I just stand there and go, well, it's gone.
It's gone now.
Putting my fucking my boots on takes a half an hour in the morning. Like, why am I always late to work? Other than, general discontent.
And THC doesn't help with any of this.
I don't use THC, so I don't know.
I know, but maybe a regular human dosage.
Oh, like help. Not 20,000.
Yeah, maybe it would take the edge off of everything. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Like my edge and my angst, man. That's what keeps me going. I do have some CBD ointment and spray.
That actually, it's funny. The CBD ointment works better than the THC ointment. Yeah. I don't know why that is.
Anti-inflammatory. I used that when I tore my adductor muscle off my groin. That was the worst pain I've ever experienced for 6 weeks straight. Screaming pain like I was being electrocuted. I could not nerve block it.
I can walk now without a brace and take a shower without fear that I'm going to collapse because of my knee. So that's fun.
Dude, it's those moments when you're like, you're glad that your significant other's does 2 hours of CrossFit. Ow! I'm in shape. Round is a shape.
Fuck yeah, it is. I didn't stop at a 6-pack. I went right to the keg, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. That is not a fat belly. That's a shed for my tool. It's got a lot of overhang. A lot.
It doesn't like the sun. All right, dude.
All right, brother.
You
Yeah,
have a
be
good
well.
night.
You too.
All right,
So,
bye.
anybody who joined now and or later, we usually get, I don't know. John and I have been creeping up on this one. We were starting off our video on demands like a dozen and then hitting up 50, 60, 70 just on Twitch. So we're also on YouTube, Facebook, at least until I break copyright and then I take it off of there. But I've been pretty good about that. So, yeah, if you haven't followed, I don't blame you. If you haven't liked, smashed, or given me a sub, then that's fine. I don't give a shit. I don't need you. The audience pool on a regular night like this is going to be about 280 people. So believe it or not, people are out there watching through their phone. It'll tell me what device, where they are in the world. And so if you're in Myanmar, you're in Czechoslovakia, you're in Austria. G'day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. That's from Dumb and Dumber. It's not Austria, it's Australia. Anyways, if you guys are watching from afar, I appreciate it. Thank you. If you ever get a chance to not be stuck behind the Iron Curtain and get a Tor browser and see if you can get past your country's security and then pop in and follow and like, that would be cool. Again, if you're coming back video on demand, thank you because you're reliable. You guys are all reliable. I'm not. Tomorrow night, Jake from State Farm, we're going to talk about things that are philosophical. Maybe we'll do a little neuro-linguistic programming, some dark psychology art. These are some base things that he and I would spin off into the ether with. A lot of good topics. So probably not politics. Jake's not that smart. He doesn't like politics. But he does like manipulating people and sales, as do I. As do I. Holy crap. I know topics not to bring up because otherwise it'll be an 11-hour show. I think my longest one that we've done is like 7.5. Crazy. I go back to work on Monday and they're like, how was your week? I'm like, I don't know. Friday night I wound up doing 5 hours with somebody and then I was like, what? I'm not going to do that much. And then Saturday I had 7.5 hours. Like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And then Sunday, only 2 because Atomic Dork Squad is 2 hours. There's bedtimes. We're done. So yeah, I'm exhausted mentally, but it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. Tomorrow night, bring your drinks, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, which will be 7 o'clock Pacific and 10 o'clock Eastern. So I'll put it out there tonight. Tell your friends. Come join us. Appreciate it. All right. Shelf Help presents Transplanted Double Geoff and John. It was not quite as lively as it usually is, but he did not expect that the Vagisil would not work. So we'll get him fixed and we'll do it again. All right. Have a good night. Hey, love each other. Love yourself.